Good Tuesday morning. Today is yet another first alert weather day, as once again we could see the potential for large fire starts in our lower elevations. We're going to have dry northeasterly gusts today, not as strong as yesterday, but just given that they're coming out of the north and east, the air is going to be much drier and the vegetation is going to be just as critically dry. You're already seeing some of that this morning out of the north and northeast up towards Moses Lake and Ritzville, and eventually this is going to spread down into the basin and into our other lower elevation areas. Temperatures feeling fantastic out there this morning for our lower elevations, 50s and 60s, 40s and 50s in the Cascades, and 50s in the Blues. Here's your day planner forecast for today. 70s and 80s around lunchtime and mostly in the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. Maybe we could touch 90 in the lower Columbia Basin and in the Tri-Cities. So the bottom line for the forecast, more dangerous fire weather for today. Warming up again near 100 degrees for Thursday and Friday, at least in the basin. Cooler for this weekend. The forecast staying dry over the next 7 days. But I'll tell you the metrics to back up point number one here, especially coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, an off-duty law enforcement officer accused of a DUI crash that sent an entire family to the hospital, including 3 young children. What investigators say happened just moments before impact.
And one home is destroyed as flames race through brush near Badger Road, also prompting evacuations. We have the latest update on that fire.
And with summer temps on the rise, our local rivers are packed, but officials say something else is floating around that shouldn't be. Coming up, the growing trash problem on the Columbia and what could happen if you don't clean up after yourself. Also, talking about some major layoffs happening at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It's Tuesday, July 15th, another toasty day yesterday. And
oh, yeah, it's going to be toasty again today.
Things are just going to continue to heat up.
It's summer.
I like it.
I like it kind of sometimes. But Josh will have more on that later in the show. But we want to start this morning talking about major law enforcement win, which comes after a massive crackdown on drug trafficking in and around the Yakima Nation.
Yeah, so this is all the result of a long-running federal operation targeting fentanyl and other dangerous drugs, and officials say the impact has been sweeping.
That's right. Authorities say dozens of lives may have been saved, and they're just getting started. So at a press conference in Toppenish yesterday, a collection of federal, local, and tribal agencies announced a long-term investigation known as Operation Overdrive. It wrapped up last month.
So as a result, 13 people have been charged with drug-related offenses, with agents seizing thousands of pounds of drugs and more than $22,000 in money and 12 guns.
According to the special agent in charge, David Reams, the amount of confiscated fentanyl alone is enough to give everybody in Yakima County a lethal dosage.
Traffickers often target rural areas because they think the lucrative markets are safe for their deadly drug trade. This team collaborated to stand up to these thugs and show them how wrong they were. One tribal member remarked, "There are no drugs out here anymore," after everyone was arrested. This is a testament to the sweeping impact of this operation on the safety of our communities.
So those involved in the investigation say it involved extensive collaboration between agencies and that it will make a positive impact.
But this operation was about more than arrests. It was about or seizures. It was about restoring peace. It was about protecting families. It was about reducing fentanyl-related overdoses. And it was about sending a clear message. Criminal organizations targeting Native communities will be met with unity, determination, and the full force of the law.
The special agent also says the operation has generated more leads and the DEA will continue investigating.
And now this morning, a Pierce County Sheriff's deputy is facing some serious charges, accused of driving under the influence and causing a crash that injured multiple people, including 3 young kids. The crash happened Saturday afternoon. Washington State Patrol saying the driver was 46-year-old Chadwick Dickerson, who was off duty at the time. Investigators say Dickerson slammed into a Ford Expedition carrying a family of 6, a pregnant woman, her husband, and their 3 children, and her mother. The impact sent both vehicles into a ditch. Everyone in the SUV was taken to the hospital. The 57-year-old grandmother suffered multiple broken bones. Troopers say Dickerson admitted to drinking earlier that day and showed signs of intoxication. He refused field sobriety tests, prompting a blood draw under warrant. He was arrested for a DUI and later booked for vehicular assault due to the extent of the injuries. The investigation is ongoing.
Closer to home now, the results are in for the Port of Benton's financial audit, and the Washington State Auditor's Office released these findings, and the Port of Benton received a clean audit for 2023. Auditors reviewed the port's financial records, compliance with state and federal rules, and how it handles grant funding. They found no issues, confirming the port is accurately reporting its finances, following proper procedures, and staying accountable to the public.
Reaffirm that we continue to be following proper process and compliance guidelines, reporting in correct manner.
Looking ahead, the port's 2024 audit will also include $700,000 of federal funds that the port received for an infrastructure project at the Richland Airport.
5:05 in Fire Watch this morning, fire crews worked through the night to contain a wildfire that threatened multiple homes near Badger Road. The fire broke out yesterday, burning across roughly 10 acres between the railroad tracks and Badger Road. At least one home was destroyed, but everyone was able to evacuate safely. Several agencies responded, including a wildland strike team and extra resources like water tenders and brush engines. Law enforcement issued evacuations while crews worked to contain those flames. Badger Road was temporarily closed during the response, but crews remain on scene still this morning to monitor hotspots.
Now to Richland, a new proposal for the 2026 federal budget may cut 2 programs and more than 1,000 jobs from the Tri-Cities' largest employer. The budget has not been finalized and is currently being reviewed by Congress. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz has more.
The Pacific Northwest National Laboratory is the Tri-Cities' largest employer, with around 4,000 workers on its main campus. But with President Donald Trump's proposed FY26 budget, more than 1,000 of those jobs could be in jeopardy.
This could affect a wide variety of jobs in energy efficiency, renewable energy, and also the work that goes towards understanding the climate.
The proposal will cut the PNNL's 2 largest programs, the Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Program and the Biological and Environmental Research Program. Getting rid of the programs would cut $260 million in PNNL funding and lay off 1,100 employees. It's predicted that the job cuts will also have an impact on the greater Tri-Cities area as well.
If those people don't have jobs anymore, they're not buying products, they're not using services, they are not, they're pulling their kids out of school, they're probably leaving the area. But as a result of that, economists have told us that another 2,500 jobs in the Tri-Cities could go away.
Congress is currently reviewing the budget proposal, which will go into effect on October 1st.
We are asking people to contact their representatives, primarily Congressman Dan Newhouse, and also our Senators Murray and Cantwell, urge them to restore the funding back to the original levels for those 2 programs.
The specific budget recommendation will be reviewed by the Energy and Water Subcommittee, which Congressman Dan Newhouse is a part of. Reporting from Richland, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Caleb. Now, the next step after the House completes its annual appropriation bills is for the budget to be approved.
5:08 now, and with the sun out, the heat up is on, and our local waterways, of course, are seeing a lot more visitors every day.
That's right, but now officials say it's time to talk trash, literally.
Yeah, the Benton County Sheriff's Office Marine Unit says with more people out on the Columbia River and the Snake River, they're seeing a spike in trash left behind. Some items that have been left on purpose, even thrown out of boats, maybe even blown off boats.
Either way, authorities say they're seeing a variety of things like inflatables, flotation devices, clothing or shoes, and also garbage.
Benton County Sheriff's Office says this kind of waste along the river affects everyone.
Everybody uses the waterway. It's really easy just to throw something in the water or in the river and think, oh, it's going to sink or it goes away. It's not my problem. It floats downstream and it's no longer there. It's kind of easy to forget about those things, but it impacts the environment. It impacts, everything from the fishermen to the other people that are enjoying the river to folks that own properties and houses that butt up along the river, and that stuff comes to rest there.
BCSO says anyone who purposely litters or throws items out of a boat can face fines and tickets. So just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, be smart, be safe. keep it clean and
Keep
pretty.
it clean.
Yeah. All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest. Colorful change coming to your freezer aisle. Some of America's biggest ice cream brands say they're ditching artificial dyes. Why they're doing it, who's pushing for it, and who's pushing back is all coming up.
And speaking of the beautiful Columbia River, there it is in all its glory this morning. Giving you a live look from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point, overlooking Howard Amon Park. When we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast after the break. It's 10 minutes after 5.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
For years, whoop up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
Stay busy this summer with the City of Pasco. Enjoy open swim at Memorial Aquatic Park from 1 to 5:45 p.m. every day, with lap swim weekdays at noon, or sign up for swim lessons throughout the summer. Join the all-ages Beat the Heat Run Walk Club on Wednesday mornings to earn entries for an end-of-summer prize drawing. Check out free, family-friendly movies and music at Pasco Parks, plus many more activities and events, all listed online at pascoparksandrec.com.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
We're back, baby.
Yes.
Grandma, he smells really good.
Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
Celebrity Family Feud, new Thursday on ABC.
Sweet Creek Falls on Fly the Northwest, tonight at 6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The National Weather Service in Seattle has posted a fire weather watch for the Cascades, technically just on the outer boundary of our viewing area. We'll be watching for that very closely, though, 11 a.m. this morning to 11 p.m. tomorrow. Now, for today, we're going with the first alert weather day for our lower elevations, as we'll have that very dangerous combination of the northeasterly wind gusts. The air is going to be dry, of course. The vegetation is going to be critically dry. And so in our neck of the woods, fires could start or spread rather quickly. For today, otherwise, it's going to be a sunny day. We could have some upper level haze impacting portions of the Blues, the Morrow County foothills, down towards the Dalles, and also up towards Blewett Pass. We'll show you that with Futurecast here in just a second. Cooler as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday, we hit 102 in the Tri-Cities. Today, it's going to be a struggle to make it up to 90. This is actually going to be a few degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. So 80s and 90s in general for our lower elevations. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies, at least in terms of the cloud cover, but there could be some more upper level haze up in the skies, and overnight low is going to be mild with 50s and 60s mostly across the map. Could have some 40s in the Blues. Okay, let's go ahead and time out Futurecast upper level wildfire smoke. We put this into motion 8 this morning. Most of the thickest smoke and haze is going to be to the south of us at this point, and it's mostly going to be some light stuff throughout the course of the day. But For tonight, with winds still coming out of the north and east, there are some larger fires that are burning in the northern part of the state, and so that could bring some thicker haze into our region overnight, and then some of that could linger into tomorrow. Overall, we're not expecting any huge reductions to air quality, but something we're keeping tabs on. Again, I'll have more to say about the dangerous fire weather setup for today in our neck of the woods coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:15, and taking a look at your health headlines this morning, the nation's health secretary and the country's ice cream makers have come up with a plan to make the creamy snack a little healthier.
One government official is calling it a renaissance moment for health in America. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more details.
This morning, a shift from America's ice cream industry. Dozens of companies now promising to ditch artificial dyes. A group which makes up 90% of the U.S. ice cream market says that colors like red 40, blue 1, and yellow 5 will be gone by the year 2028. The move is part of Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again initiative.
We now have about 35% of American food industry that has made commitments.
Kennedy has already gotten voluntary commitments to ditch artificial dyes from big names like Kraft Heinz, PepsiCo, and General Mills. The banning of some synthetic dyes has drawn bipartisan support. Earlier this year, in one of its final acts, the Biden administration banning red dye 3, something Europe did more than 30 years ago.
This is about showing consumers and our communities that we are stepping up. As ice cream makers, we want to ensure families continue to enjoy their favorite wholesome ice cream treat.
But not everyone is on board with the changes. Candy companies, including the makers of M&Ms, are resisting. The company insists the artificial dyes in its products are safe to eat and claims natural dyes are too expensive and don't deliver the same look or taste. Still, the Food and Drug Administration is moving quickly to approve new natural dyes. Yesterday, the agency approving a new blue dye made from gardenia fruit. It's the 4th natural food dye approved since April. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And nearly 20% of packaged foods and drinks in the U.S. have that synthetic dye.
And a group that lobbies for the candy industry has said candy makers would not reformulate their products without federal regulations forcing them to.
Keep a close eye on it. Lots of changes. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and a look at your first alert forecast as we give you a live look outside from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. It is 5:17. We're back after the break.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Do you own a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Complete. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees, too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Complete removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Complete.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Attention viewers. Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday, July 19th at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Sunday, July 27th at 9 a.m.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
SDCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, today is another first alert weather day because we could see the potential once again for large fire starts in our lower elevations. It's going to be breezy out there and it is going to be dry, both the air and the vegetation. Thankfully cooler today as opposed to yesterday, but still highs right around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. And for Yakima, this is going to be about, I'd say 3-ish degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That being said, vegetation still going to be critically dry for the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin, in the Kittitas Valley, in the Yakima Valley, in the lower Columbia Basin, and in the Blue Foothills. Now, wind gusts for today not as strong as yesterday, but you'll notice that this time they're out of the north and east as opposed to the north and west. So when they come out of the north and east, this puts much drier air into our region. These are going to be persistent gusts throughout the day, although they will start to weaken a little bit as we head into the afternoon and evening. But in these conditions, once again, fires could start or spread rather quickly, just like what we saw with yesterday, especially in Walla Walla and Umatilla counties. Then for tomorrow, a little bit warmer, a little bit hotter, I should say. High temperatures seasonal for the middle of July, so mid-90s for a lot of our lower elevation locations, and vegetation still going to be at least in that elevated category of dryness for lower elevation, still critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin, but the saving grace, the winds going to be essentially light across the map. Could be a little bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley after 8 p.m., but we're not too concerned about fires starting or spreading quickly for tomorrow. That potential is not going to be zero. It's not going to be zero at any point throughout the summer, but definitely that potential much lower as opposed to today and yesterday. High temperatures going back up towards the end of this week, around 100 once again in the Tri-Cities for Thursday and Friday, and then cooling off again as we head into this weekend. So kind of an up and down little dance, and rain chances staying down over the next 7 days. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very dry and breezy today, hotter into Thursday and Friday, then cooler this weekend. In Yakima, the potential for more fire starts Tuesday, heating up into the mid-90s by the end of the work week, then upper 80s Saturday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, dry and breezy today, mid-90s into the next few days, then mid-80s with winds picking up again this weekend. In Hermiston, another dangerous fire weather setup Tuesday, near 100 degrees Thursday and Friday, then cooler Saturday through Monday. Finally, for Walla Walla, perhaps more fire starts due to the dry breezes today, mid-90s by the end of the work week, but back into the 80s this weekend.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. From a Smurf-sized movie premiere to a big streaming number for a little blue dog. We have the details coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break. It's 5:23.
Do you keep up with the trends or set your own?
Is the color dense enough?
Add more pigment. Launch on social.
We've got to take this global.
All right, so where do we go from here?
You've got to test it, perfect it, expand it. Never rest until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
and that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
It's our 48th anniversary at More Furniture, 3 generations strong thanks to you. For 48 incredible years, we've had the honor of furnishing your homes. From our family to yours, we're celebrating with 72 months interest-free financing and no money down on every purchase over $19.99. Plus, we'll remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. That's 6 full years with no interest. Just gorgeous furniture, unbeatable value, and easy monthly payments. Only at More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
During July, Chevy drives America. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on this Silverado with around $8,000 in total value. That's 15% below MSRP. See your community Chevy dealers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Taking a look at your entertainment news, we're starting with the very popular pup who's taking over living rooms all across America.
Bluey, once again, the top dog in streaming. We've also got a Harry Potter update. Ooh. A Smurfette sighting. Say it isn't so. And we're celebrating a music legend's birthday.
There's a lot going on in Hollywood this morning, so let's take a look.
Because you know what happens when you hog, don't you?
Yes, we know what happens when you hog. Wait, do we?
New data from Nielsen finds the TV show Bluey continues to dominate the streaming charts. The Australian kids program featured on Disney Plus is the most streamed show of the year, according to the ratings company, which found Americans watched more than 25 billion minutes of Bluey between January and June.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Speaking of TV shows, the Wizarding World is getting a little closer to the real world. Warner Brothers has announced the upcoming Harry Potter TV show has started filming. It's set to debut on HBO in 2027.
What the Smurf?
No! Rihanna says she's hoping to score cool points with her kids after voicing Smurfette in the new Smurfs movie. The music and fashion icon attended the Los Angeles premiere with her 2 children and admits the opportunity felt surreal.
If you were a fan of the Smurfs, you always wanted to be Smurfette. So having the opportunity to play her and bring my own thing to the character, a big deal, a lot of pressure, and super, super exciting.
Smurfs opens in theaters July 18th. And happy birthday to Linda Ronstadt. The Blue Bayou singer has 11 Grammys to her name, as well as 3 American Country Music Awards. Linda Ronstadt is 79 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa O'Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Harry Potter makes you a little emotional.
It makes me so emotional. That first picture that I saw of the cast, like, I actually cried.
They're cute.
I'm an emo girl, you know.
Yeah.
It's so cute, and I'm just so excited. I'm ready for another Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
And it continues in the actual universe, but yeah, it's all exciting things.
She's all the feels.
And there was a lot of blue there. It was Bluey.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Smurfs.
The Blues.
It was Blue Bayou, and you're wearing blue. So
look at that.
Look
She's
at
Hollywood.
it all ties together.
Just channeling my inner Smurfette. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. As temperatures rise and local rivers fill up, we have a new warning from emergency crews. They say calls for help are spiking even before we see the peak of summer. What you need to know to stay safe, that's coming up.
Plus, 2 local baseball players had their names called during the MLB draft. We'll tell you who's heading to the majors in your next half hour. But first, we're going to check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Google has confirmed plans to combine its Chrome operating system and Android into a single platform. That's according to Tech Radar. The move is expected to allow for faster feature development and improved functionality on tablets. Facebook cracking down on creators for stealing content from other users without permission. Punishments include temporarily demonetizing pages and making the posts of repeat offenders visible to fewer people. Meta says more than 500,000 creators have already been penalized this year. And TikTok's parent company is set to be creating its own brand of mixed reality goggles. The new offering from ByteDance is reportedly being built by a VR startup and will weigh less than 5 ounces. The device is set to compete with new products coming from rival Meta. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Allison Kozik. I hope you have a great day.
Hey folks, Chris Coonahan here with Leaf Filter, America's largest gutter and gutter protection company. Leaf Filter has over 150 locations and has been installed on over 1 million homes. We've been protecting homes now for over 20 years. Our patented technology offers total protection for your home and comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. The process is simple. Give us a call to schedule your free gutter inspection. If you decide to move forward with the project, you put nothing down at all. 833 Leaf Filter or visit leaffilter.com today.
Nature Made.
Still taking yours?
Every day. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Clinically studied probiotics that support your digestion.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods dissolve completely and have Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, you went with 100 yesterday for the high, and are you keeping it 100?
Am I
Yeah, for the 3-degree guarantee.
But then I brought it back.
Yeah.
I got it. Yes.
Woo, look at that.
The atmosphere, Mother Nature, kept it 102 actually, but that's within the 3-degree threshold. So the jackpot went up to $1.50. So the stakes for today are much cooler, not cool, but much cooler as opposed to yesterday. Forecast high of 90 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 87 and 93, the jackpot's going to hit 175. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, it is once again another first alert weather day for the potential for large fire starts for our lower elevations. We're going to have gusts not as strong as yesterday, but they're going to come out of the northeast this time. That means the air is going to be drier and the vegetation will still be critically dry. So some tips to prevent wildfires: mind your campfires, don't toss cigarettes, check equipment sparks, and obey fire restrictions. Once again, heard fireworks last night, so every time I hear them, I'm just going to tell you about them the next morning. Okay, winds now out of the north and northeast up towards Moses Lake and Ritzville, and eventually this is going to spread down into the basin, and at that point, that's when our fire start risk is going to go up. Temperature is feeling fantastic right now for lower elevations, 50s, 60s, even some 70s, right at 70 for the Hanford site. 40s and 50s up in the mountains. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Sunny and 75, around 10 this morning, around 80 by lunchtime, and then we'll be right around 90 for the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, a little bit cooler than that in the Blue Mountain foothills. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. This morning in local living, the Columbia and Yakima rivers may look calm on the surface, but local firefighters say it's what's underneath that can be very deadly.
That's right. Benton County Fire District 4 is sounding the alarm, saying emergency calls to the river are already higher than normal this year. And they're reminding families that even shallow or slow-moving water can catch people off guard, especially kids.
Yeah, the district is urging parents to keep a close eye on their kids near the water, and really for anyone to avoid swimming alone.
Alcohol is also a major risk factor, and fire officials say it's one of the biggest contributors to river accidents.
So one of the easiest ways to stay safe: wear a life jacket. And if you don't have one, District 4 has free loaner programs for kids and adults.
You can borrow one anytime at Station 420 in West Richland or call ahead to arrange a pickup.
The goal: a fun day on the river that ends safely back at home.
Talking your voice, your vote now. With primary election day just weeks away, Walla Walla County is gearing up to send out ballots. The county elections office has finalized updates to voter registration, and it's preparing to mail out ballots by Friday. And that's for the August 5th primary ballot. Voters can expect to see just one county-wide measure and a mayoral race for the city of Waitsburg. And because Washington is a vote-by-mail state, there are no polling places in the county, but election officials say they're ready to help anybody in need.
This is the only election center I have. We're a small enough county that I don't have other locations. So it's 315 West Main on the second floor. They can come in if they didn't get a ballot, if they need to register, if there was a change in their registration, they can come in and get a ballot up until 8 p.m. on election night.
Officials are encouraging voters to return ballots early, especially since more than 15,000 came in on election day last year, which caused delays in processing results. Those ballots are expected to begin arriving in mailboxes next week.
5:35. News across Washington state where State Senator Maria Cantwell is speaking up. She's urging officials to invest and not cut from departments like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, and also the National Weather Service. Cantwell says when it comes to NWS and NOAA, she's left questioning what could be done to improve weather forecasting while incorporating science along with better assets to be able to contribute once-in-a-lifetime investments to be able to upgrade the system. She says we need to be able to give the people affected by natural disasters like flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, and fires more time to prepare. Senator Cantwell adds that she is seeking federal support.
Some of them are very bipartisan recommendations, things that Senator Cruz or Wicker or Moran support, that basically make this once-in-a-lifetime investment so we have the best information, the best analysis, the best people to interpret that on the ground for the local responders, and let's help Americans get out of the way of a storm.
Senator Cantwell says that she will be sending a letter to President Trump making 5 recommendations. Now, the Trump administration is proposing at least 27% budget cuts to NOAA, saying that there is room to make cuts.
Turning now to local education, Yakima Valley Community College students who want to work in the wine industry now have a new scholarship opportunity that they can take advantage of. New full-time students who join the college's Vineyard and Winery Technology program either this fall or winter of 2026 can now apply for a scholarship of up to $1,750. Trent Ball, the college's agricultural department chair, says the program will be awarding the scholarship to about 3 to 8 students. Now, this is something the program hasn't had the money to do in the past, and the goal, he says, is to encourage students to get into the wine industry.
Well, the grape and wine industry is very important to the state of Washington. It's the second largest wine industry in the country, and so this is a big discipline for the state of Washington.
The deadline to enroll in fall classes and apply for the scholarship is August 12th, and awardees are expected to be notified in early September.
5:37, talking sports now. Richlands Nationals 12s are off and running at state.
And they're making some serious noise. So they opened with a big-time statement, beating Magnolia Little League 4-2, and that's thanks to a clutch double in the first and a huge 3-run homer in the second.
Oh, they kept the momentum rolling, exploding for 5 runs in their first inning against Liberty Lake. Another homer, more hot bats, and a dominant 7-1 win to stay in the winner's bracket.
Next up is a matchup against Mill Creek with a spot in the semifinals on the line.
A total team effort and now a well-earned day off.
And Walla Walla Sweets third baseman Dominic Cuddies was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 15th round of the MLB draft.
Yeah, Cuddies is an incoming freshman at UCLA and just graduated from Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California. So for this Sweets this season, the 6'1" third baseman leads the team in batting average, home runs, and hits.
Cuddies also ranks second in the entire West Coast League in both batting average and hits. Woohoo.
I know, that's exciting stuff. Go sports, as she says. All right, so much for ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We're talking robot goalies, AI kickoffs, and a tech race on turf. Talk about sports.
Yeah, look at this
China's
video.
newest soccer stars aren't human. We're going to take a closer look inside the high-tech lab where robots are built to compete and what this says about the future of AI.
That's what I picture ChatGPT to look like.
100%.
But first, Josh Colbert has another look at your weather forecast, a toasty look, I'm assuming. Keep it here. We'll have more details right after the break.
Sweet Creek Falls on Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
Summer adventure awaits in a rugged new Honda. It's time to chase the sun wherever it takes you. With impressive Honda capability and exciting performance. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your local Honda dealer during the summer event.
Prepare yourselves for one of the greatest Motown and R&B artists of all time. The Commodores are coming to the Tri-Cities July 26th. With 75 million albums sold, this legendary group will bring the funk to the Hapo Center with favorites like Brick House, Night Shift, and many more. Go to CommodoresLive.com and get your tickets now. Don't miss this opportunity to see the legendary Commodores live.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
Only the ESPYs brings all the greatest athletes under one roof. Celebrate the year's biggest moments in sports.
Hosted by me, Shane Gillis.
Live Wednesday on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here is your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. And again, no coat necessary. Maybe, let's see, it's 69 degrees right now at 5:42 in the morning, so maybe you would need the lightest coat in your wardrobe. But by 8 this morning into the 70s, and then, of course, the T-shirt weather just going to be off to the races at that point. Okay, here's your zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, going to be around 80 up towards the pass, around 90 in the Kittitas Valley. The winds today out of the north and east. Typically, they're out of the north and west for the valley, but today out of the north and east. So that's why peak gusts only going to be between 15 to 25 miles per hour. The strongest gusts are going to be in the lower Columbia Basin. We'll get to that in a second. First, for the Yakima Valley, gusts between 25 to 30 miles per hour, lots of sunshine and highs in the mid to upper 80s, perhaps even touching 90 in Yakima. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, also highs right around 90. These gusts between 30 to 35 miles per hour. The strongest gusts up towards Connell and Adello and Ritzville and Moses Lake as well. Then for the Blue Foothills, 80s up and down the foothills, and then 70s in the mountains. And these breezes kind of out of a buffet of directions. We'll have some northwesterly, we'll have some northeasterly, and they're going to be between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Also, some haze is going to be possible in the Blue Mountains and in the Blue Foothills. But in addition to the winds, vegetation going to be dry. The air is going to be very dry. I'll show you those metrics, and I'll touch on the fire start potential for today. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:44, taking a look at headlines from around the world this morning. In China's bid for global technological dominance, they're showing robots and AI are now key.
And this morning, we're getting a look at a Chinese tech lab that specializes in robots that are used in sporting competitions, ones that are partly powered by AI.
Mark Stewart has more on China's bid to excel in the robotic sphere.
This is where robots come to life. They mimic mankind, yet depend on these Chinese engineers to function. We were given rare access to this lab by tech startup Booster Robotics on the outskirts of Beijing. We saw how robots can be built to play soccer.
Look what happens when we try to make a goal. See, it sticks its leg out very much like a real-life goalie would.
The robots can also play on their own, powered by AI, as they did in a recent tournament live-streamed across China. The technology is still a work in progress. The robots often lose balance and fall, scooped away on stretchers.
They look very much human-like in their movements.
Yeah. This is a new technology about imitation learning.
Technology, the CEO thinks, can be used in everything from food delivery to factories, even help kids learn new languages.
This whole robotic push comes at a time when the Chinese government is making technology, including AI, a national priority.
Already, China's a proven innovator, as we've seen with EVs. Now it's looking to dominate the field of AI-enabled robots, and the gap with the U.S. is widening, according to Morgan Stanley research.
What does this symbolize beyond the soccer field?
China is really pushing the envelope in all things leading edge technology. And there are so many practical and also strategic applications of AI and robotics combined.
Here in China, we've seen robotics at work during our tours of factories. And the Chinese military has shown off a robotic dog with an automatic rifle mounted on its back. The U.S. Air Force is utilizing similar technology. On the turf, the focus is on innovation and attention.
We need to push the technology development. So we need a real scenario to test our technology.
Scrimmages on the soccer field that may help China to score further as a global tech leader. Mark Stewart, CNN, Beijing.
That last one was a little extra getting up.
Seriously.
I think they need to hit the gym a little more, yeah. He fell over after a jump.
I get it. I understand the...
How's my robot? Not
it's
very
really good.
No, it's not. Don't lie to me.
Is that how you run? Like those robot guys?
At 31, yeah. Before, in my youth, it was a little better. But now it's a little more looking like that. So
Yeah. It's interesting, the sports concept with it.
Yeah.
I see it when they're showing some of the other ones that look kind of like the dogs. They have some of those, help law enforcement and SWAT teams.
They have long ways to go because the kids are gonna just destroy them right now.
Right?
Right, yeah.
Wild.
That was funny though.
I know. All right. So much for ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He'll have your full first alert forecast on this Tuesday as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It is 5:47.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday Special at A&W. At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Do you own
own a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Complete. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees, too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Complete removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Complete.
Expand your access to library services with the Great Rivers Library Partnership. Get a library card at the following participating libraries. Get your Mid-Columbia Libraries card and unlock access to over 350,000 books across 12 locations. High-quality programs like author visits, performers, and special events, and more. Plus, no late fines. Visit a Mid-Columbia Libraries branch near you for more information or visit midcolumbialibraries.org/reciprocal.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Summer is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today in Kennewick or West Richland.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is another first alert weather day as we could see the potential of additional large fire starts for lower elevations. The wind's not as strong as yesterday, but there will be some very dry air out there and the vegetation is still going to be critically dry. So for today, cooler as opposed to yesterday, but we'll still be up around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities and in Yakima. This is going to be a few degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. But that being said, vegetation still critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin and for lower elevations. Then you factor in the wind gusts. Again, not as strong as yesterday, but the direction yesterday was mostly out of the north and west and south and west. Today, it's predominantly going to be out of the north and east. This is going to bring some much drier air into our region. And so in these conditions, just like with yesterday, fires could start or spread quickly. Then for tomorrow, a little bit hotter, but seasonal for this time of the year, mid-90s, so 93 for the Tri-Cities, 93 for Yakima, 95 in Ellensburg. And the vegetation not going to be as critically dry for lower elevations, but still critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. The saving grace is that the winds just are nearly going to be non-existent for tomorrow. Now, after 8 p.m., they could pick up a little bit in the Kittitas Valley, gust around 20 miles per hour, but we're not really concerned about fires starting or spreading quickly for tomorrow like we were yesterday and like we are for today. But at any point throughout this summer, the fire start potential is never going to be zero, so just keep that in mind. High temperatures, back, like I said, back to more seasonal stuff for tomorrow. Then up around 100 degrees again in the Tri-Cities for Thursday and Friday, but that's going to be short-lived as we'll be back down to really where we started for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And rain chances not moving or shaking at all over the next 7 days. It is going to be a very dry forecast. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very dry and breezy today, hotter into Thursday and Friday, then cooler this weekend. In Yakima, the potential for more fire starts Tuesday, heating up into the mid-90s by the end of the work week, then upper 80s Saturday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, dry and breezy today, mid-90s into the next few days, then mid-80s with winds picking up again this weekend. In Hermiston, another dangerous fire weather setup Tuesday, near 100 degrees Thursday and Friday, then cooler Saturday through Monday. Finally, for Walla Walla, perhaps more fire starts due to the dry breezes today, mid-90s by the end of the work week, but back into the 80s this weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:53. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A major drug bust in the Yakima Nation is being hailed as a big win. The DEA says Operation Overdrive led to 13 arrests, the seizure of thousands of fentanyl pills. They say enough of the drug to give everyone in Yakima County a lethal dose. Authorities say the takedown was a coordinated effort to crack down on trafficking in rural and tribal communities.
And as temperatures rise, so do rescue calls. BCFD4 says emergencies on the Columbia and Yakima rivers are spiking, and we haven't even hit the peak of summer just yet. Officials are reminding swimmers to wear life jackets, avoid alcohol near the water, and never swim alone.
And while you're out on the river, think twice before tossing anything overboard. Benton County Sheriff's Office says littering is becoming a major problem, with inflatables, trash, even clothing washing up along the shore. Violators could face tickets and fines.
An off-duty sheriff's deputy in Pierce County is under investigation after allegedly causing a crash which injured a family of 6. This includes 3 children as well as a pregnant woman. The deputy was arrested for DUI and booked for vehicular assault. We'll keep you updated as the story develops.
And finally, more than 1,000 jobs could be on the line at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in Richland. President Trump's proposed budget would eliminate 2 of the lab's largest programs, slashing $260 million in funding. Lawmakers are currently reviewing the proposal.
In your national headlines this morning, the justices ruled the Trump administration can proceed with its plan to carry out mass layoffs at the Department of Education. Yesterday, the justices lifted a lower court ruling that had indefinitely paused the president's plan. Lawyers for the Trump administration say they're not closing the department, just downsizing it. Critics say the downsizing will make it nearly impossible for the department to do its work.
5:55 in your business headlines this morning. Tesla has launched in India, opening its first showroom in Mumbai. The chief minister launching the event and voicing support for future EV manufacturing in the country. Tesla CEO Elon Musk was not in attendance.
In your health headlines, a recall to pass along about a popular yogurt that's sold across the country. Dannon announced it's recalling its Yo Crunch yogurt products, and this is because plastic pieces could be in the dome topper. The company says people could possibly choke if they swallow those pieces. And taking a look at what's trending this morning, if you're looking for the hottest beauty product, head to Chipotle. Yeah.
Okay, well, here it is. Chipotle bringing back its
Lepotle.
Lepotle.
Lip stain. Okay.
Lepotle? Lepotle?
I think she-
Lepotle. Commercial.
Lepotle? It is sold out not long after the summer's release, unfortunately, though.
Oh, so it's an avocado-inspired stain that dries into a metallic green foil tint, and after letting it dry and spraying it with an activator, you peel the top layer off to reveal a nude rose shade underneath. Oh, it's one of those, peel-off lip stains.
Yeah, well, you know, guacamole's always extra.
This is actually the second year Chipotle has collaborated with cosmetics brand Wonderskin to release the product.
It's available for $29 exclusively at Wonderskin.com starting today.
You think it tastes like avocado? Like,
it's got to a little bit, right?
Maybe. Like, it didn't say what the. I mean, who wants to?
Where's it at? I'm gonna look it up.
Wonderskin.com.
Okay, we're gonna.
Green? Well,
we're gonna do a little
you peel
deep
it
dive on
off.
this.
Okay, I want to see what it looks like afterwards.
See, I feel like the real Chipotle lipstick would just take a little bit of queso and just kind of.
You know, yeah, that's better.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, lick off, I would assume. Anyways, yeah, no.
We're gonna deep dive.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
See if it's, looks actually cute. I mean.
And if it's even still available, they sell it.
Yeah.
Things like this sell it so fast.
It is like a fun gag gift. Maybe we should get it for Josh. His birthday's coming up. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
I'd sport
I love it. Okay.
I would not.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. This week's a hot one, but if you're looking to stay on track with your health, we've got you covered. Tips on how to safely work out in the heat.
Plus, caught on camera, 4 teens were caught subway surfing, but police say this isn't the first time they've seen this. Coming up, we have the jarring footage and why authorities say this dangerous trend isn't slowing down. And Josh, what are you tracking for us?
Yeah, well, we are seeing some more tough fire weather for today, and then the heat going back up towards the end of this week. I'll tell you just how hot coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.